off here now, but so Keane, what was it like for you, your early life? Like, where did you grow up? House, what area? Like, brothers, sisters,
Mm.
mom, dad. What was it like for you growing up?
Yeah, I grew up in the inner city, in Chantry House, and I still live in that house today. Obviously, I grew up in a tight knit family. I was raised by me nanny, and yeah, life was good growing up. You know what I mean? I got everything I wanted. Obviously, it's not ideal. Like, it's not ideal. Obviously, when I grew up, like, my mum was on drugs and stuff, and I started getting minded by my nanny and stuff. But and obviously, me and my brother went into foster care, and obviously I feel like I was the lucky one there because I got to see my family. I got to see everybody, and he was separated. But as I got older, then I built a relationship with my brother, and we got to meet him. And now I see my brother all the time, like when I get the chance, and have a great relationship with him. But I suppose growing up, yeah, everything was grand. It was just a normal childhood, normal spoiled kid, running around messing, fucking acting a bollocks. Yeah, but it was good.
How old were you when you went into foster home?
From when I was born, I don't know. I didn't grow up with my brother. Soon as my mom was obviously had her problems and stuff, and she went. Obviously, she was on drugs at the time, and my brother went straight. I don't remember seeing my brother as a kid. Like,
right.
I first met my brother when I was about 8. So
yeah,
it was tough. Yeah.
Was your nanny living on her own at the time, and how old was she like at the time?
No, me nanny and my granddad. That's who got me involved in boxing. My granddad.
Yeah.
So she was there, and just me, my granddad, and my nanny in the house, and my aunts and all the next door. So
that's mad because it kind of reminds me of Jazza Dickens' story. Because Jazza Dickens,
that's it. I'm from Liverpool.
Sorry,
from Liverpool, isn't he?
Yeah. But both of his parents, now he lived with both of his parents growing up the whole time. But both of his parents were actually heroin addicts. But his dad was the PE teacher in his school, and through his whole, like, he still said that his life was fine, like he got everything that he wanted, and but it was just crazy, like, because like his dad, like, looking after him in PE and all that, and having the crack with him, but then after that, then he'd be him and his dad and his mum, then it'd all be about then trying to get to use them that night, but. It was crazy. We went through his whole childhood, and they were like that, and it was actually he always says he actually had a great childhood, like, you know, and he says only when he looks back now how mad it was, you know.
That's one thing that I'd say, like, yeah, my mom was addicted to drugs now, but she always kept me away from it. Do you know what I mean? I never actually seen, like, the extent of her drug use. Like, obviously I knew she was struggling and stuff, but she always treated me brilliant. You know what I mean? She never like stopped me from having anything, and she was brilliant. Like, and obviously she got, just before she died, she got a hold of the addiction, like, but then she got heart disease and died. Like, so I always felt like she never really had any luck. You know what I
mean? Yeah.
That was sad. That was sad to see growing up. You know what
I mean? And like, when you were living with your grandparents, what age did your granddad kind of introduce you to boxing?
I started when I was 8. He actually knew me coach Richard Fox really well, and we used to just watch it on the telly all the time. And I said, "There's any chance we can try it?" And he said, "Yeah, we know a fella who coaches boxers." So went to the gym and haven't looked back since.
What was it like for you getting introduced at the time? Were you thinking, like, did you get punched in the face and like, oh, this just isn't for me, or straight away did you take to it? Like,
yeah. I wanted to stop after about a week, to be honest with you. I was going up to the gym, and I can't remember who I was sparring, but I used to spar this big blade. He was about blade 6 foot, and I was 8. Like, at this point, I used to punch the head on. I can't remember who it was, but he used to bait the head on me, and I was like, "Oh, not, I don't want to go back up there." You know what I mean? But thankfully, I kept going up, like, and it got better. And yeah.
Tiernan Bradley said he was brought up when he was 7, and up in Oma, like, there was only one boxing gym, and all the weights were put in together. And he said he
Yeah.
was crying every single time, and so he didn't box for like a year because he was just crying every time he was
Yeah.
sparring. You know,
Similar to myself, I was going home and crying. I was like, I was going home to the house and crying, but I'd never do it in the gym. Like,
uh, and what like when you talk to it, were you kind of was that the only sport you kind of did then growing up, or was it football as well and all these things?
I played a bit of football for the local teams growing up, but it was playing shite. But I was always a hyper sort of kid, like always fighting on the streets and all that. So I think my granddad saw an opportunity for it to keep me sort of in check. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah,
that's why he was happy with it. Like,
yeah. And what was your amateur career like? Like, I presume you took part in many nationals, and
yeah,
provincials like
I
Leinster.
actually won six national titles.
Yeah,
I won my first one when I lost my first year. I think I got beaten when I was 11, and then I won when I was 12, 13, 15, 16. Like I won 6 of them or something. Boxer riding many times. Like, so
Mhm.
it was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I enjoyed amateur boxing. I enjoyed amateur boxing up until I was 17, and then I started seeing, like, you're looking at these kids getting robbed and stuff, and it's horrible to look at. You know what I mean? Kids are training fucking months on end, and then
yeah.
they're going to a fight and they're getting robbed at a fight that they should have won. So it's like,
Mhm.
fuck this. I might as well get paid for it and do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I've interviewed an Irish pro who hasn't said the same thing.
Yeah, I was stinking.
Like Callum Bradley said, he was like, I was just training so hard, and going in Dublin just getting robbed. I'm just like, why don't I just turn pro now? Like this is just ridiculous. Like you know.
Yeah, and that was a joke, was it?
Yeah. Um. And like, what age were you kind of thinking to turn pro? Did you take a break from boxing, or did you just turn over
Yeah.
straight away?
No. When I first went pro, what happened was I'd been out. I'd just been finished amateur boxing. Like I was out for a couple of months, and Richie texted me and he asked me to help spar Jay Kenny. He was fighting Tyrone McKenna, and he knew I was tall and stuff. So
Yeah.
I can spar Jake, and I was sparring okay. Like I sparred well and stuff, and then we were talking, and then Richie got in touch, or Frank Stacey got in touch with Richie, and he was like, "Look, he wants to turn pro." And that was at the start. Turn pro with Frank Stacey, and the show fell through. But I ended up fighting on a couple of had the clash shows then, and that's when my career sort of took off.
Yeah. And straight away from the start was David Murphy your manager straight away.
Yeah, well, no, first there was Frank Stacey, and then then Dave became my manager. Then
Yeah. So you kind of fell into it then, really, rather than your goal was to be pro. You fell into it, like
yeah, sort of. I didn't have it set. Like I always wanted to turn pro, but I didn't have a set time when I was gonna turn pro. Like, do you know what I mean? Initially, I wanted to win the seniors first, like before I went pro. But after, like, what happened was I was down to the Dungarvan Box Cup, and I missed weight. And I just said, fuck this, like I'm not playing down this anymore. You know what I mean? This is all paying me bollocks with it. And then I was like, oh fuck it, I'm not gonna do that. And so I was just playing, sitting around doing nothing. And Richie asked me to spar Jake. So I come up and said I'll give him a dig out, like, and then that's basically what happened, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What year that was 2016, wasn't it? Jake fought Tyrone. I think it was around then, wasn't it?
2016, 2017, yeah. Because I made me debut in 17. So.
Yeah. And in terms of turning pro, like, what was your thoughts about the sport straight away? Like, after your first fight, with the head guards, the
yeah, like, well, I was boxing without the head guard, anyways, in the amateurs, like just before that. But I just. Yeah, it was almost like a different sport when I first started, because I was used to like bouncing around the ring, like, and point scoring and stuff. But then when I got into my first professional fight, I fought this big lump from Poland, and like I was hitting him, and the shots were just bouncing off his head. So like I was saying, like, Jesus Christ, like, you know, it's like a different sport. They don't care about getting hit. Like, they're just like, it's just a fucking another day at the office, basically. So obviously I had to make adjustments as I went along, like.
Yeah. When I was researching about you quite a lot, you kind of spoke about a time in your life in September around 2017. I think you were talking about you kind of went into kind of a dark place. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah. Basically, what happened was I was gambling excessively. Do you know what I mean? Like to the point where, like, I don't mind anyone having a bet, but to the point where you couldn't go up in the morning without having a bet. And it wasn't just the gambling. I think I had a lot of shit going on from when I was a kid that I didn't address, and it all just sort of boiled over. And with the pressure of selling tickets and fucking all that sort of stuff, I sort of just came in on me, and I just went off the rails basically, and fucking went missing.
Yeah.
What happened was I don't know what it is, but I didn't know how to, whatever was going on, I didn't know how to fucking say what was on my mind. Like, so I just sort of ran away and tried to get away from everybody. And it was dark. Yeah, it was very dark. You know what I mean? I honestly was going to kill myself. Like,
there was one particular bad day, wasn't there, where you kind of fell into a bit of trouble, and you said you were walking through Dublin for a whole day.
I walked past Dublin. I walked to Maid or something.
Yeah.
Like that's because I remember walking up through. Jeez, I don't know. I don't even know the road myself, but I remember seeing a sign saying that I was in Maid. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah. Jesus Christ! And then I don't know, man. I just played, and something time I was on the verge of just fucking ending it, like, but then something stopped me, like, so it was good.
Were you just walking that day, just trying to, just looking for answers, kind of thing in your head? Was that what?
You know what? It was just one of them days where I just didn't want to see anyone. Didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Didn't want to do anything. Didn't want to do what normal people do, like get on with that day. I just fucking. I just went to the bookies, and then obviously when I lost all the money, then I was like, "Fuck, I'm at the fucking up again," and just didn't want to talk to anybody, like.
But after that kind of happened, like what was it that like what was the pull you out of that hole? Was it a support network around it? Did you seek help either internally in friends or externally through therapy, or what was it in general that helped you?
A bit of both, I suppose. Obviously good support group around me, like friends, family, and stuff like that as well. That helped me through it. Like what I did go to therapy as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was the like so. But it was just a dark time in my life, but I'm grateful for it. You know what I mean? Because I think it's made me a better person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So then after that, like I know the next year you kept fighting. Then after then, and a really important time in your life then came in 2018 because you fought on Celtic Clash 7. But in that time in camp, your grandmother passed away, and that was kind of like a tipping point for you, where there was like, if you didn't fight, you're kind of going to walk away, but if you did fight, you wouldn't have got the title fight in the end.
Yeah, it was a weird one. Like, I actually didn't want to fight, to be honest with you. But obviously, there'll be titles at the end of it and stuff. And at the end of the day, I was thinking, like, if I didn't fight, I mean, Annie would have been pissed off at me anyway. So I was like, I'll take the fight. And that was a real learning curve for me, because I think a year previous I would have just walked away. Do you know what I mean? You probably wouldn't be talking to me now if I walked away. Do you know what I mean? So I'm glad I took the fight, and I'm glad what happened after as well. Like,
camp in general, is it difficult for you in terms of the structured routine? Would it be difficult to do?
Yeah, it is. I think it's difficult for everybody. Do you know what I mean? I'm sort of one of them like people. I find it very hard to be fucking doing the same thing. It gets a little bit monotonous, like. But obviously, with the people around me that keep me grounded, like my missus is always fucking. She drills into my head, like, this is what I need to be doing, and because sometimes I can go a little bit fucking off the rails, like, you know what I mean, like go out and gargle and stuff like that. But I think she sort of drills into my head, like, this is what you need to be doing, and this is what you're gonna get out of and stuff. So it's very important. Yeah, not everyone like anyone played in training camp, but it's just one of them. You sort of do have that personality, like to an extent, because like I know how good I am, but like then I'm saying to myself, I think I've made mistakes in the past where like don't get me like I've gargled 3 weeks before, 4 weeks before. I'm being honest with you, I have, and I just stopped for the last 2 weeks just to get the weight down. You know what I mean? But I think though too that sort of makes you perform that little bit better. I think everyone needs to have that little edge where like that thinking this would all go wrong because I really did what I said I was going to do. Like in training camp, I'm not saying, this is the best camp ever. Oh no, it wasn't the best camp ever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That gives you a little. Do you know what I mean? That gives you a little bit of an edge, like in a way. Like if you know you're in shape, great. But like if you haven't doubts in your mind, it's shite and it's also good as well. It's a weird. You know what I mean?
I remember John Jones speaking, and he said that the week before all of his fights for years, he'd get absolutely pissed drunk, like the week before the fight, just so that if he lost the fight, he'd have an excuse after it. And he fought like for world title fights, like massive fights, hardest fights ever against Gustafsson. Him, but he had a war with him. But he said he was on the beer for like 2 or 3 days the week before.
I've actually an interesting story as well about myself. Probably shouldn't be saying. I remember when I was fighting Jay Karam, like about before the fight, about 2 weeks before the fight, I was on the gargle with my mate Dano, and Dano Burnett, if he's reading, or he's listening, we went on the gargle, and it was about 2:30 in the morning, and he says, Keane, you're not boxing in 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, bollocks, I am. That's what I remember. Like, he was like, you're not boxing in 2 weeks. I was like, oh, yeah, I am. But I think that's what, like, I was at the training anyways. I think like one gargle wasn't going to kill me, but that's not the way of looking at things. That's wrong. So anyone who's looking at this, don't gargle, don't do anything like that.
Yeah. Like Roy Keane says, 7 or 8 points on a week will lose your Premier League title.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, he's right.
Yeah.
I was never really a big drinker anyways, but like I find the closer to a fight, that's when I really want to play and have one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
because you know it's coming after the fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's kind of like my friend. He's a bodybuilder, and obviously you go 14 weeks not eating any shite at all, and real drawn at the face and stuff like that. And he said he was sitting at the end of his bed. It was like the week before a show, and you're just having this battle in your mind. He's trying to justify going down and having chocolate, and he's just like, you're lean enough now. You've done all the hard work. Like, well, what's a chocolate bar going to do? And he's just like thinking, and then he goes down and he has the bar, and then he's like, oh my god, why did they do that? Like,
think yourself football. I know.
Yeah,
I've been there as well.
Yeah. So, your last fight obviously was for the Celtic title against Dean Sutherland over in Scotland. What's your reflection looking back at that fight?
Jesus, I don't know. Look, I don't think I performed great. I think I was in with a very good lad, a really good fighter. But I think I would beat him. Obviously, I'm not going to blame show you he won the fight. I think I started too slow. It took me 4 rounds to get going, and I thought I won every round past 4. But they give it to him. Like, you can't argue either way. I thought he won the fight as well. But I thought I won 4. I thought the way.
Yeah. I've been told a lot of lads aspire to him. Physically very strong for the weight. He's very physically strong.
That's the thing that that really struck me on the night. I looked down at his legs and I was saying, "Fuck me, like, this fella is strong." Yeah. Obviously, and another thing as well, I think on the night he was probably about fucking 75 kilos. He was big on the night. Like, I was probably about 70. Do you know what I mean? I didn't really rehydrate enough. The weight actually hurt me a little bit. But obviously I wasn't going to play the side out in the build up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's part. I'm going to move up to light middleweight now because I can't keep doing that to my body, and then I'm not strong on the night then. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I was kind of
But
thinking,
that's taking nothing away from him. Like he done his thing on the night and he got the job done. So fair play to him.
yeah, no, like most of the lads I know that have sparred him, they all said it to me. But they just said they could always feel in sparring how physically strong he was, and he was much bigger walking around than at the weight.
Yeah.
Tough. Like, but for you, obviously, like you on that weight, it's kind of like, when you were at the weight, I thought you were kind of only growing into the weight, but then really it's because you are,
Oh,
it's because you were
I was giving
beating
myself
yourself
too
more and
much
more.
to. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
giving myself to do
yeah.
like I mean, it was 3-4 weeks before the fight. I was playing 75 kilos. Like,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That being started just being unprofessional. Like
yeah,
that's the only thing I could put it down to. Where I only started really taking it seriously 5 weeks out, where I
yeah,
had to cut the weight. But I was telling everyone, don't get me wrong, I could have done well the weight easy if I did it right. But now I'm at the going so much past it now that I don't think I'd be able to get back down. I probably would, but I'm not gonna play and kill myself either. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather be strong at light middle than
yeah,
kill myself.
yeah. And the thing is, at light middle, like there's just so many fights there. There's just so
Yeah,
many, like domestic. There's just so many people there, like, and like really exciting fights. And stylistically for you, it makes so much sense. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you got Graham there, you got Dominic Dunnigan, Eddie Tracy, Owen Duffy, like, and all the lads are in the mix for Celtic titles and all that. Like, you could literally just walk straight into the mix there,
yeah,
and stylistically they'd be great fights.
yeah, definitely. I want to see Graham fighting Matt Donegan though, because he's been
Yeah.
talking a lot of shit. Graham is me mate, so I want to see Graham smash his blade in the head in. To be honest with you. So,
Is there anyone that would be on your radar at all that you'd like to start fight first, or?
no, not really. I don't care like who I fight, to be honest with you.
Because
I'm not going to call anybody out now because I'm coming off a loss, so I haven't really got the right to do that. But I'd fight anybody. I think you know me well enough now. Like I'm not going to say no, but
yeah. Well, with small hall shows, like most likely there won't be any shows till next year. But the way the economy's going, like the flights are going to be through the roof. So this whole thing of getting opponents and flying them in and stuff like that is going to probably cost too much
mental.
money. Could probably cost too
Yeah,
much money for you. So
yeah, absolutely.
so it kind of makes more sense for lads now to have the domestic fights now, really.
Well, I wanted that. I wanted that 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Nobody's waiting. So
yeah, yeah.
but I suppose they have to if they want to blade. If they want to progress in their careers, they're going to have to fight each other now. So
Yeah. And sure, look, you can have 3 fights and you're straight in the mix anyway. Like Carl Kelly had his Celtic title fight literally in his second fight. Fought for an Irish title in his fourth fight. Like, so you don't really need.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be jumping straight into it.
Yeah.
Stephen was playing at Stephen. I think he wants to get me out a couple of times before. He wants me to settle into the weight and stuff. So I don't know whether I'm going to be fighting out in England a couple of times first before these fights happen. But I definitely want them to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. And in regards to your weight, like I was interviewing Tony O'Neill there, who's a performance nutritionist. He works with a lot of boxers in the north. Like, but you saying like if you're walking around 15% above your fight weight, then you should probably be moving up. And he said he was also saying like for you, like because you deplete yourself so much, you're actually stripping off muscle rather than holding it and just losing water. And he was saying how lads who are dropping down to a weight they shouldn't be at because they're stripping away the muscle. There's no water to leave the muscle when they're making weight, so the water has to leave their organs. Do you know what I mean? You're depleting your organs, and that has a massive effect then on your performance. Like that, would you say that was probably what was happening to you?
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's not even that as well, but I was focusing more on like in the gym. I'd be getting instructions, but I'd be focusing more on just sweating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I wasn't focusing on the performance as such. It was more so just getting the weight off. It was always in the back of my head. Like I'm bleeding on 5 kilos over here. Like what am I gonna do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should have addressed it earlier, like.
Yeah. So news this week for you is you saw him in Stephen O'Rourke's gym.
Yeah.
As well, obviously, like Tiernan's only after turning over. I was interviewing him last week, but he's only have to turn it over as well, and he's going to be training with Stephen. But how did that decision come about that you're going to start training with Stephen O'Rourke?
I had it in my mind that what happened was, it was in my head that I was going to go to a new gym anyway. I wanted to go to like a professional gym where those other pros in the gym. So went down, had a chat with me trainer Richie Fox, who's been training me since I'm 8. I just said, look, Rich, it's nothing against you. Great trainer, I love you to bits as a person, blah blah blah. But I need to go to a gym where I'm surrounded by pros and stuff. And he was all right with that. He wished me all the best. And so I was thinking about a couple of gyms, and I know a few people in Stephen's gym. Like I know Victor and all from the circuit. And I'm friends with Jeffrey Cabinet, who's a coach down there. And I just said, look, I was thinking about coming up to the gym, and gone on to Stephen, went down, had a chat, and went up to the gym, and it was like I was there for years. Just settled in straight away.
Yeah. And
yeah,
what have you noticed in terms of gym, the difference, like in terms of your benefit as a pro? Like, is there anything that kind of struck your eye straight away?
The main thing is just you have like, these are all on top of their game, and like I have to be on top of my game all the time. It's not just, you're not just going up to the gym and fucking hitting bags and fucking acting the bollocks. These are elite professionals, like, and to be in that environment is only going to benefit me. You know what I mean? And obviously, when you take into account the experience that Stephen has, he's been training with, like, he's coached some fucking brilliant fighters like Tyrone Norse and stuff, and it's brilliant to be around someone with that sort of knowledge.
Yeah.
It's only me.
Yeah. Was it difficult about leaving your original trainer? Cause
yeah. It was one of that, like, to put it this way, it took me 2 weeks to go up and tell him I was leaving, because it was building a up. You know, this is like, Richie's a man I respect tenfold. You know what I mean? I love him to bits. He's like family to me. So he's been training me since I'm 8. So it was hard. It was very hard to go up and say, look, I'm gonna move on. But I think he wants what's best for me as well. So you know what I mean? He supported it, I think.
It's funny you're saying that, like, because I was listening to Macklin's Take last week, and they were talking about trainers, do you know what I mean, and leaving trainers for going to another. And Matthew Macklin's first one, he was Irish fella, but knew him really well growing up as an amateur, like really good friends with him, but he knew that as a pro he needed to move on to a different place. So he was going to move, I think, to Ricky Hatton's gym. But he said the same thing, like he was building up his head for 2 weeks, and then he'd go in and his trainer would be in great form that day, and he's like, oh, I can't say it to him today. So he'd put it off another day, like, you know. Was it kind of like that for you as well? Yeah.
Oh, big time, yeah. Like, this is like, the thing is with Richie, like, I grew up afraid of him because I wanted to impress him so much. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you still sort of have that mentality when you're going to the gym, like even though I'm a grand, you sort of, you don't want to fucking let him down either. Do you know what I mean? But I think it was always going to happen, because I was literally the only professional in the gym. Like, so like we'd be doing sessions, it'd just be me and Richie. Like, it was getting to the point where, like, I felt I wasn't improving, and I wasn't getting any worse. So I was sort of just staying where I was.
It must be refreshing for you, like, with the people in the gym who are so close to your weight as well. Like Tiernan's moving down to welter, Victor's is light welter, and then you got Craig, who's like, I know he's super middle. Like, obviously, like he'd be a bit big, but still, like, there's a few lads there that are quite close to your weight in and around that area.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I've actually been doing a good bit of sparring with Tiernan. It's great spar as well. Me and him, when we came back, we were sort of around the same weight. Like, we are both out of shape. When we came back, we are. And then obviously my little cousin Christian Preston is turning pro as well. He's been in the gym. He's white as us. Like, so we've been all sparred together. It's been good.
Yeah. So in terms of management, are you still with David, or what's
yeah? At the minute I'm still with David. Yeah.
Yeah. And does he have any idea of like your next move? But do you think it'll just be like a 6th round or something around that? Something around that?
Haven't got a clue. Haven't got a clue, to be honest with you. Obviously, I think Stephen is gonna get me the fights, like, and then we're gonna go from there. But I haven't got a clue, to be honest with you. I'll have to sort that out in the coming months.
Yeah. When do you see everything going back to normal?
Like, just general society or boxing?
Society and then boxing.
Well, that is my society. I'd say fucking. I'd hope June, July. Hope to be back in the gym for June.
Yeah.
But wishful thinking.
Yeah. I think the trouble for Ireland is it's the small hall shows that are going to suffer. You know, like
I feel bad for them sort of people. Do you know what I mean? Who are investing money into shows and stuff. Like, I seen Neil Power show fell through. That was a bit gutting for him. Like,
well, I suppose the positive is like Stephen has good links in England, and he gets a lot of his fighters on UK shows and that. So from that aspect of view, you know, you can. It's definitely very possible for you to get a few shows in England next year.
Oh, absolutely! I'd be 100% confident that we can get on shows over there. He's telling me already. Like, he has the links, and like, obviously he's mentioned my name to a few of the promoters over there. So, you know, my name is in the loop now. So it's just about seeing what happens and then getting into good nick and fun.
I think that's really important. Do you have anything you want to say to people about at this time? Any message to anyone around this pandemic?
Yeah, just keep washing your hands. You smelly bastards. Make that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All I have to say, do is that exercise.
Yeah. And hopefully sport will be back sooner rather than later. Hopefully 2019-2020 Premier League season is just scrapped. And
hopefully because them cunts don't win the league. You know what I mean? Stop it. Give them bother.
Yeah. Well, the fingers crossed. Everyone's waiting. But yeah. Anyway, well, look, Keane. Thanks for your time. I really enjoyed that. Enjoyed that chat, and hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. Anyway.
Definitely, mate. God bless.
Right.